guys, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to do kind of my take on an abstract mani. So I am doing my new favorite nude color, which if you guys watched, I think it was my last video, I said that this was my perfect nude. So this is Beige Pink from Double Dip. I'm only going to show me dipping just one finger because I am just doing a basic dip application on all of my nails because I just wanted that nude background because I'm gonna do these matte. So abstract, I'm sure if you guys follow anything nail related on Instagram or if you're in any nail groups, abstract nail designs are kind of a trend for this summer. So I thought I would give it a shot, see how it goes without gel. A lot of people do it with gel. I'm just going to use good old-fashioned stamping polish because I don't use gel anymore. Well, as of right now. So I'm going to go ahead, do my two dips in Beige Pink. I'm going to clear cap, of course. I'm going to let you watch as I finish up and going to activate, file and buff off camera, all that good stuff, and I'll be right back. So activating is done. I'm gonna file and shape and buff off camera, and now that they are all shaped and ready to go, I'm gonna apply a thin coat of my Maniology sticky base coat to all of my nails, and I'm going to let it dry. The sticky base coat, you really only need to let it dry for about 30 seconds. And then you can go right in with your nail art, whatever nail art you want to do. If you cannot use gel, if you suffer from allergies, I highly recommend getting the Maniology sticky base coat as well as the smudge-free top coat. I am so grateful that these two products exist because I'm not sure I'd be able to do my nail art without them. Seriously. So when I started my abstract designs, I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do them as far as whether I wanted to use a nail art brush or the brush from the stamping polish bottle. I will leave the names of the stamping polishes that I'm using if you're interested down below in the description box. But I'm just going to start with a nail art brush. I do end up, once I get to like my second coat, I do end up switching over to the actual brush applicator from the stamping polish bottle. It does make it a bit more opaque. So for this peachy color, I did have to do 2 coats just because I started with the nail art brush, but with it being an abstract mani, I kind of wanted like those brush strokes in there, if that makes sense. So I'm just kind of doing random patches of the stamping polish on my nails. I did go ahead and let this first layer just dry for a couple of seconds. This mani was really fun to do, and it was actually really easy. And kind of the good thing about abstract nails is you can do whatever you want on it, and nobody can tell whether it was intentional or if maybe you made a mistake and just decided to kind of go with it. So this was super, super fun. And so I'm just going to do kind of the abstract part with this peachy color and then the purple. And then I'm going to top it off with a little stamp. So I will try to leave the stamping plate linked down below. If not, it's just the outline of like a stem of leaves. So pretty much every stamping company has a stamp similar to the one I'm using. So if I can't find the exact one I am using, I will try to find a alternate for you guys and leave it in the description box as well. So as you can see, I've just switched over to my Maniology stamping polish bottle, and I'm just using that just because I wanted the color to be more opaque and I didn't want to have to keep doing layers. Since I am going over it with a stamp, I wasn't too worried about, you know, kind of how the ends of the abstract part of it looked, because I was just gonna kind of cover it up. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to do shiny or matte at first, and then after I got fully done the design, I really liked how these looked in their matte form. So that is what I went with. And since I don't use gel right now, I don't know if anyone else has this, but I have done a couple gel tests since my allergy, and I'm finding that I seem to really be allergic to what I call like the specialty gels. So like matte, the gel matte top coats, oh my god, they're the worst. Like transfer foil gel, those kind of things, like the specialty types of gel, they seem to be the worst on me. So I am so glad that Dodie from Triple D came out with the matte dip top coat, because it worked beautifully for this mani. So I'm just finishing up my purple here. I did go ahead and let this dry really good before I went in with my stamping, just because I didn't want to stamp over top of super wet stamping polish already and have anything, you know, get smudged or transfer onto my stamper that wasn't supposed to. So I am going to show in regular time me doing one nail, but I know a lot of you like to watch me stamp, so I did keep all of it in, even though it is really super repetitive because I'm just doing that one stamp twice on each nail. But I did keep the whole entire stamping portion in. I just kind of sped it up after I finished my thumb. So I'm just going to do reverse order of the little leaf stamp, if that makes sense. So I'll have one facing one way, one going the opposite. This was kind of cool because you can really use any stamp you want if you go with the abstract mani. You don't have to do the leaves. You could do some geometric type of nail design, some shapes, a flower, whatever you want to do. So I am going to let you guys watch as I finish up my stamping, and I'll be right back. so now that all of my stamps are done, I pretty much only let them dry for like 30-ish seconds. Stamping polish dries really quick, and I feel like this smudge-free top coat was made for my patience level, because you really don't have to let it dry all the way. This stuff really does prevent your stamping polish from smudging. It's amazing. So I'm just going to apply a thin coat of this over all my designs. I kind of float it over just to be a little bit cautious, and then I'm going to let it dry. And I'm going to let this layer dry fully though, because after this I'm going to encapsulate with a dip of clear. I know it's a lot of extra steps to encapsulate in clear, but I've tried different ways of doing my nail art designs since I don't use gel anymore. Usually after I would stamp, I would just apply gel top coat and be done. But you have to kind of do it different ways when you can't use gel, so it is an extra step, but for me it's so much worth it to just dip in clear over the top. It does not make them super bulky, and I think that honestly, if I found gel that I could use, I still think I would encapsulate all my designs in clear now, just because I don't have any issues with any designs chipping, anything like that. And usually when I would do a design that was kind of hanging off my free edge, like how these are, I would end up with chipping within like 2 or 3 days, even with doing gel. So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my clear dip applied, I'm gonna activate, and then after that I just do a quick buff with my little buffer block that you see up in the right hand corner. Doing a full extra like filing isn't necessary because you're just doing one thin layer of clear, so you really just want to smooth the surface and your free edge. Make sure you don't have any little rough straggly bits there, and then you are pretty much good to go for top coat. So while I was doing this mani, we got a horrible thunderstorm, and right when I sat down to top coat, I lost power. I had actually gotten almost through my first layer of the dip top coat, the matte dip top coat, and the power went out. So unfortunately, I did have to top coat these pretty much off camera. I couldn't record it because I needed the flashlight on my phone to see what I was doing. So, and for some reason I couldn't, it was just too dark, so you guys wouldn't have been able to see what I was doing anyway. So you guys are gonna watch me finish up my clear, gonna top coat in the dark, and I will be back to show you guys the finished look and apply my cuticle oil. about an hour after the storm passed, power finally came back on, so I can sit down and record me applying my cuticle oil. If you're wondering what's on my left hand, it is Seaside from Triple D. It's one of the new colors that just came out. It is gorgeous. I will post a little mani and video of that probably tomorrow, so you guys can see all the color shifting glitters in that mani. So now I'm just carefully applying my cuticle oil because I did do a matte top coat. But you guys will have to let me know what you think of my little abstract nails. Let me know if there's any other designs you guys would like to see me do. I'm trying to challenge myself to do different things. I'm preparing myself for No by July. Yes, I'm doing it again. I did it last year. I failed. I failed miserably. So I'm going to really try to stick to it this year. I have a really fun idea planned for some videos. I'm not telling you what yet. You'll have to stay tuned for that. So let me know what you guys think of this mani. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.